Hi guys, and welcome to the latest vlog instalment all the way from Grace's Rest with all your behind the scenes news and views. There's two main things that I want to talk about today, the first of which is the very sad incident on Wednesday last week where we lost Grace. Now I'm sure all of our regular followers will know that Grace was the first animal that we ever rescued. I actually dug out the records this weekend. She came to us in February of 2013 before Grace's Rest even existed because she was the first. And long story short, she'd been very poorly for a long time, and it got to the point where veterinary science couldn't do anything else for her. The lump in her abdomen wasn't necessarily growing in mass, but it wasn't getting any smaller either. She was continuing to lose weight. She was obviously very uncomfortable. Her coloration was absolutely terrible, which indicates stress and illness and all these other nasty things. And we were left with essentially three options. Option number one, do nothing. Well, I didn't want to do that. Option number two, give her pain relief and essentially just see how she goes and watch her go downhill. Or number three, and that's end her suffering by putting her to sleep. The first option wasn't a valid option at all. The second option didn't sound very nice either. We didn't want her to suffer, even if she wasn't going to be in pain. Technically, if she's on drugs, we didn't want her to suffer. So we had to make the very difficult decision to put her to sleep. This was really, really tough. You know, I'd probably stupidly sort of thought that Grace was going to be here forever. Obviously, I know she wasn't immortal and she was going to pass away at some point, but considering crested geckos are said to live well into their 20s, and if the information we were given at the time of her surrender was correct, she would have only been about 5 to 7 years old. So she wasn't old by any stretch of the imagination. However, she wasn't getting any better. She was obviously very, very uncomfortable, and she wasn't herself. So we made that choice to put her to sleep. There were an awful lot of tears, and she's now buried in our garden here at Grace's Rest, so she'll be with us forever. The day didn't get much better, I have to say. We came all the way back to Coventry, and I'm just going to turn the sound off on my computer. Somebody just messaged me and it went bing bong, ruined that wonderful sentimental moment. We came all the way back to Coventry and it was very late. And we just thought, it's too late to cook, we'll go and get some chips. As you do, you're British, you go and get chips. So, parked up outside the chippy. Partner comes back to the car and some hooligan chucks an egg at us. Luckily it missed him, but it hit the car. So that was delightful after a really emotional day for some person who I thought it was very, very funny to egg our car. I'm sure it was completely random, but it wasn't very funny, and it was pitch black by the time we got home, and we had to clean it off in the dark, and it was just horrible. So thank you to whoever did that. I hope you thought it was hilarious. We certainly didn't. And then, of course, we had the incident of Saturday. Now, I'm sure you lot will be abundantly aware of what was supposed to happen on Saturday. We were supposed to go to Lincoln Pride on Saturday, and I had been looking forward to this for months. Months and months I'd been looking forward to this ever since we booked it. I think we booked it before the summer. You know, I'd had it in the diary for ages. I'd bought all Pride-related stuff. I'd made some little keyring things that were just for Pride. I'd been promoting it all week solid. You probably all got sick of my posts. I'd made a hashtag, the Wild Pride Rainbow, hashtag Wild Pride Rainbow, and I'd been sharing incidents of sort of LGBT relationships in the animal kingdom. Oh, I was so looking forward to it. And then again, it all happened on Wednesday. On the Wednesday, I happened to nip into sort of like the Pride base, you know, where all the guys and girls are, just to finalise a few details. And we found out that they'd booked a mobile zoo as entertainment in the family area. And I just felt like the rug had been pulled out from under me, and I was just in complete shock, complete and utter shock. I never thought that they would even consider booking one. It hadn't even crossed my mind. I don't know why it hadn't, but it just hadn't. And again, to cut out a lot of all the details, all the necessary details, at the time when I spoke directly to the team, I'd really hoped that I could like sort of swing this positive, you know, swing a positive thing on it, you know, make this negative into a positive, and still attend and be able to fundraise as peacefully as possible, but while getting our campaign point across that we don't agree with mobile zoos. But the more I thought about it, and my word, when I say I had sleepless nights, I really mean it. Wednesday night I didn't sleep at all. Thursday night I think I got maybe 2 hours sleep. It was a really, really difficult decision, massive anxiety, and I spoke to a lot of people trying to work out how I could do it, and I just came to the conclusion of I can't. We cannot go and support an event that has our animals as entertainment. It might surprise you to know that if you don't already, if you've not followed us for very long, we've been operating now for 3 years, and in the first year we used the animals at fundraisers. We used to take the animals out with us. People used to get to meet them. We used to do events for schools. We didn't do birthday parties, but I did the schools, and I did sort of special needs groups and that sort of stuff. I'd take the animals out and introduce them to people and that sort of thing. And it's something that I never ever wanted to do. I want to make that 100% clear. I never ever wanted to do it. But being new to business, not having a huge amount of confidence, not understanding how I could make money in other ways without exploiting the animals, I went along with it, and I hated every minute of it, and so did the animals. You know, I didn't want to do it at all. And it took sort of a year, almost 18 months, before I finally put my foot down with my business advisors and said, look, I'm not doing this anymore. I've never been comfortable with doing it. I really, really don't want to. It goes against everything that I stand for. They weren't very happy about it, but we made that decision and we stand by it. And we've had a heck of a lot more support because we made that decision, which I know, I was very, very happily surprised by. I never, ever thought that would happen. And the last time we attended Lincoln Pride, which was 2 years ago, was one of the last occasions that we took the animals out. There was only, I looked back in the diary, I actually found it yesterday, this manky old diary from 2 years ago. There were 2 more bookings after that date, and that was the last time. The last time the animals ever went out in public was the 1st of November 2013, and we have never ever done it since. Not once. So obviously, we took them the last time, and but we've changed since then. I can see why people say it was hypocritical. Oh, you took them last time and now we booked somebody else to do it and you don't like it. Yeah, I can totally get that, but I can blame that on my lack of confidence, and the fact that now I have got the confidence to say this is what I believe in, and I am not going to go against it. I didn't want to do it before, but we don't do it now, and what else can I say? And I will stick by our morals. We did miss out on a fundraising opportunity. We'd hoped to raise, I should think we'd have raised maybe £200 that day easily, and obviously we didn't get that, which is a big shame, and it's put us in a bit of a financial position because obviously we prepared specifically for that date. A lot of our other events, obviously, they're very, I don't want to do them an injustice, but they're all the same sort of thing, so we have the same products, maybe introducing new ones along the way, but we don't necessarily have event-specific items, whereas we did for that one. So unless we can find a way of selling them or using them in another way, it is going to be a loss. But we stuck to our guns, and thank you all so much for being supportive of that decision and for understanding why we couldn't attend. Again, I'm sure I've said this already, but we wish no animosity at all towards the Pride team, at all. They're a bunch of lovely, lovely people. I just think on this occasion they maybe made a little bit of a misguided decision. However, I'm sure they had the best intentions at heart, and I do hope that the feedback that we've given them will help them to make more ethical choices in the future. There are some amazing alternatives to having live animals as entertainment. Some absolutely awesome people out there that offer brilliant, brilliant services that are probably more entertaining and more interactive and don't involve any animals getting stressed out in the process. So, if you're thinking of organising an event and you want to know some ethical alternatives, maybe specifically for animal themed activities or events, get in touch. I'm more than happy to help you find alternatives and to recommend people that I know are good at what they do. So do get in touch if you would like any of that information. There's links in the description box below how to get in touch with me. Other than that, thank you for your continued patronage. If you'd like to make a donation, again, the link's in the usual place in the box below, in the comments box. I look forward to updating you more next week. Next week is likely to be very turbulent as well, due to me going in for all sorts of medical bits and bobs. Not going to go and bore you with all those horrible details, but it is going to impact on Grace's rest, so I will inform you as and when that happens. Until then, thank you very, very much for watching, and do keep in touch, and we'll see you next week. Cheers, bye.